We have here Anna Miranda MEP. Anna Miranda is with us. I would like to ask her first of all, what's the reaction of the MEPs while the Turkey is attacking to Rojava and civilians are being targeted as well. So, what is the MEPs' reaction first of all?
First of all, we want to send our condolence for all the victims, and we want to say that Erdogan is attacking with a hard attack to the Kurdish people, and we are against these attacks. We ask and we send message to the international community to end this attack to the Kurdish people in Rojava. We send our solidarity and we table the possibility to have a resolution in the plenary. It was not accepted, but we have tomorrow a press conference of the group of friendship Kurdish group. With a lot of deputies of 3 other 4 parliamentary groups, because we are very worried because Erdogan's regime is attacking the Kurds with the consent of the international community. The Rojava system and the Rojava people, they are fighters for the peace. They were against the ISIS, and they feel the ISIS in the region and in all the world. And we want to support these people, and it's a scandal.
So you mentioned that the MEPs are aware of what's going on and want to stop the Turkey. Basically, yesterday also the president of the European Parliament called Turkey to respect to the human rights and the standards as well. But do you think just making this call is enough to stop Turkey? What else needs to be done the European Parliament?
The European Parliament and the President, they called yesterday for the stop the attacks, and we in a lot of parliamentary groups we stop and we ask for the attacks, but we need a strong declaration. We need a pressure of the external service of the European Union to stop that and to push and to press Turkey and to press Erdogan also with the agreement association, because he is denying all the agreements, all the meetings with the Europeans, and now they attacks very unfair to all the Kurdish people in Rojava. Rojava is an example of solidarity, of feminism. It's an example of fight, and especially it's an example of freedom. And we need to support these people, and we are here for that.
I have very short 2 more questions, just for 2 minutes more, please. Turkey is also using chemical weapons in the media defense zones, and still the OPCW keeping silence, and the Europe powers are keeping silence on this as well. It's a war crime, this using chemical weapons. So what is your comments about that first?
The use of weapons, of nuclear weapons of the part of Turkey is a war crime, it's true. And the international community and the United Nations and also the European Union must condemn this use against Kurds. And we are really denouncing and supporting the Kurdish political parties, supporting the people, supporting the political actors in Rojava, because it's a war action.
Lastly, Turkey. Most of the MPs, MEPs all around the world, they're saying that Turkey is heading to be an Islamist country now. What is the Erdogan regime in Turkey trying to do? What do you see the Turkey's future under the Erdogan's regime?
Erdogan is using the past terrorist attacks, condemning the Kurds. They are using against the Kurds, the Kurdish people, and we are the propaganda and the use of fake news by the Erdogan's regime. And for us, the Islamization of Erdogan's regime is also a kind of proof that they are against the peace process. They are against the freedom and the solutions for peace. people. And so we condemn very much the extreme right tendency of the Erdogan's regime against Turkish people, against Kurdish people, against the minorities, against the women, and against all the prisoners that Turkey has now. Not only the Kurdish people, all the prisoners in all the jails is too much, and Erdogan must stop these attacks. It's an international scandal.
MEP Anna Miranda, thanks for joining us. Thank you for your valuable comments today.
Always defending Kurdish people in the European Parliament.
Thank you. MEP Andreas Schider is with us here today. Dear Andreas, the Turkey still carries on the airstrikes while we are talking here. The civilians has been killed as well. So isn't this a war crime? Why is still European Parliament keeping silence?
We just shouted out loudly, this war has to stop and to end, because we don't accept these Turkish aggressions against the Kurdish autonomous region, and we do also not accept the Iranian attacks. Myself, I've been in the region just 2 weeks ago, and I understood that this region is a flowering, good region, providing good living standard for the people, and this is what they are bombing to. And I just heard today that there is also poison gas attacks, which is against any international law. Like all these activities is against any international law, and we call all the world, the European Union, but also the US and the others, the Russians, to stand out loudly and tell Mr. Erdogan and to tell Tehran this should not happen.
I will ask you about the chemical weapons as well, because they're using chemical weapons, and it's very clear with the evidences. So, but before that, the European Parliament has made a statement. The Parliament President has said that Turkey should respect to human rights and standards. But do you think this is enough to stop Turkey? Because Turkey still carries on these attacks. What else needs to be done to stop this? What about the closing down the fly zone?
I think if a no-fly zone could be also an answer. It's also there had been a no-fly zone in Syria, so why not again having it? And secondly, it is a long fight in Turkey on human rights. We should not forget that also in Turkey, politicians are put in prison when they speak out. Artists, journalists, everybody is put in prison. So one answer lies also to get rid of Mr. Erdogan by democratic means. This means not to vote for Erdogan in Turkey, to have a different Turkey, but also the international pressure must be stronger. We should not allow that Mr. Erdogan is treating fundamental human rights negatively.
Lastly, the chemical weapons are being used by Turkey last 8 months now, more than 1,000 times. And the Kurds are asking to the OPCW to make these investigations of these allegations, because there is clear evidences. The OPCW rejects all the calls. But OPCW is a European Commission. It's an institution that belongs to Europe, basically. So what is the behind the scenes going on? What's the reality? Why they don't make these investigations?
Maybe two answers. First of all, we also learned that drones coming from Turkey with the chemical weapons on the drones since months. When I was in the region, we discussed this question of investigation. And it's still, I think, due to the rules, some bureaucratic answer saying it must be a state who is affected who has to ask for this investigation. Honestly, by crime against humanity, we should not stick to any bureaucratic rules. It must be investigated soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.